Welcome back. What a good recovery it's been from the lows on the market. The Nifty now hovering around that 17,700 mark, a little over that with a gain of almost 70 points. We have the Nifty Bank, which is doing extremely well as well. I've managed to catch hold of Nimesh, who's come. He was camping around, trying to get some views from the dealers, etc., the insight as well. Nimesh, what do you have for us? Where does the expiry look like, and more importantly, the triggers for the next series?
Well, Mangalam, clearly because of the expiry, you're seeing that the last half an hour of volatility that normally plays out during all expiries, and that's playing out today as well. But purely from a technical point of view, I think Nifty is struggling to cross the 17,800 level mark on a consistent basis. So that's a level which the bulls will like to see that if it crosses in the new series. So that's something to watch out for. Again, from a flow point of view, it's largely driven by expiry, so that's nothing much to read into the flows as well. I think what's happening today in terms of sectors is clearly mirroring as to what's happening in the global market. Right. So metal stocks are rallying, and as we see the dollar index cooling off to sub 110, so that's playing out in the metal names. At the same time, some of the mid-cap IT stocks are under pressure today after what we saw in the Nasdaq in the last 2 days. So that's clearly what's playing out in the global markets. Is that playing out in India as well? But as I said, technically 17,800 is the level to watch. But I guess for the November series, there are a lot of big events to watch out for. The fag end of the earnings season. We have the MSCI coming up, in mid of November. There's going to be the midterm elections as well in the US. So a lot of cues are stack up for the other markets as well for the November series. But for today, I guess the volatility is because of the expiry. But 17,800 on the Nifty is a very important level for the bulls to watch out.
Take that point. That's on the macros and the index. But individual stocks, that's where all the action, the masala is.
That's where the action is. So the first stock on my radar today is Newgen Software. There was a large block of almost 3% equity changing hands, and I believe one of the institutional FI was a seller in today's block deal. So maybe the disclosures will be important in the post-evening if there is indeed any disclosure in Newgen Software. So that's the first one. The second stock is Hindalco. We spoke about how the entire metal pack doing good today on the back of dollar index cooling off. But for Hindalco, there is follow buying as well from the larger FIs. So it looks like within the metal names, this is one stock which has likely been backed by some buying as well by the larger FIs. So that's second stock. The third stock is Cipla. Within the pharma names, a lot of pharma stocks have corrected today. But Cipla stands out for the last many days, and even in today's trade, there is a good amount of buying interest from the larger institutions. So the delivery volumes are going to be quite high in Cipla, and that's backed by FI buying for the last many days, and that's been the case today as well. The last stock is Max Financial. This is an interesting one. That stock is under pressure of late. We saw the IRDA rule as well, which came against them, and there was a small fine. But looks like the pressure of late is largely because one of the leading FIs is a seller in Max Financials, and the overall feedback is watch out for deliveries consistently, because it looks like that's pretty much towards the fag, and that FI selling seems to be getting over. Once that gets over, you'll see a bit of uptake in that particular stock. But the pressure of late is because of one of the leading FI is a seller in Max Financial.
All right, Nimesh Shah.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining in fact, giving us a quick insight. By the way, at the start of the show, we pointed